And let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell, whose drug-addicted daughter, Chelsea, can't seem to keep her ass out of trouble. So she just got released on probation, and now she's back in jail because she went and grabbed a man's genitals, I kid you not, without his consent. So yeah, that got her arrested. And before y'all come out here and talk about, well, he ain't no like if you looking at a man for complaining about a woman touching him inappropriately, sexual harassment and abuse doesn't only just happen to women, and we should also respect men who don't want to be inappropriately touched. Don't grab a man ass, don't grab his dick, don't be doing any of that inappropriate shit. And I hate the fact that we as men are supposed to just sit and take it because we're men and we're supposed to just you're gay if you let somebody I don't give a fuck who it is. If I'm not into you, if I'm not interested in you sexually, you shouldn't be touching any part of my body that sexual things happen at. And that's the way I'm gonna leave it. So let's get into the story. So, the alleged incident was outlined in a report written by the state of Wisconsin Department of Corrections, which explained why Chelsea's probation was revoked late last year. The report, which was obtained by TMZ, states that Rosie's 28-year-old daughter committed the sexual act while she was driving a car, with the alleged victim sitting in the back seat on the passenger side. Well, damn, she got long ass arms. She was reaching that far back. Chelsea allegedly reached back and touched the man's inner thigh and then his genitals. When the man turned her down, Chelsea allegedly got upset and began to drive erratically and not pay attention to the road. So, because I wasn't willing to give your ass no dick, you was trying to kill me? Oh no, bitch! You definitely got to go to jail for that. Now, Chelsea later spoke to officials and denied assaulting the man per TMZ, and she's not a damn dope fiend either. Okay, sis, nobody believes you. She's a crystal meth addict because we've seen it. She's a crystal queen, and you out here touching people inappropriately. So just as much as you was a drug addict, and I'll be like, you should be judging her. Well, I am. The fuck. So they said, Page Six has reached out to Rosie's rep, and well, what is Rosie gonna say? Rosie living her best life in Ireland. I mean, she was in the United States for 2 weeks, which she did reveal, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm good. I ain't coming back to this shit." And then went back. She ain't worried about that girl. She watched. She tired of like, what can you do? And I know some people would say, "Oh, you a bad mother," because you can only do so much with a damn junkie for a child. Sometimes, if you try to weigh all the options and try to get someone the help that they need, and they're not willing to take those steps to get that help, then what can you do? Unfortunately, the harsh reality is, I just got to sit back and watch you deteriorate and kill yourself by being a drug addict. What can I do? Because I've tried every option. I've tried to get this girl in rehab. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for her to get better, and she don't want to do it. Which is why all her kids got taken away from her, and they living with their fathers because she has multiple baby daddies. I think like two. That last one that she was with, he was a junkie too. So I don't know if that baby is with him or if it's in foster care. But I know the other kids she had with the first man, he got full custody of them. Funny how I remembered all that. Okay, so they also said she had her probation revoked and was sentenced to prison in October of 2025. So I find it funny, all this is coming out now. We're in February, and this has all happened like in the fall of last year. So at the time, an official from Marinette County Treatment Drug Court team told Us Weekly that Chelsea was in violation due to sexual assault allegations. The official also claimed Chelsea showed minimal advancement in the treatment drug program. The conditions of Chelsea's 6-year probation included absolute sobriety, no possession of alcohol or another controlled substance without a valid prescription, no contact with any known drug users or sellers, and no possession or ownership of any firearm, according to People. Chelsea was under probation for 3 arrests that occurred in 2024. Now, in September 2024, she was detained regarding a domestic dispute involving her boyfriend, Jacob Nealon, at their home. According to police reports, officers discovered a meth pipe, allegedly. That's why I said she was a crystal queen. Well, I usually call them Methodists with the people that like to do meth. Allegedly left within her son's reach. So you out here smoking on that glass peen, and your child, who is an infant, could get their hands on it, and all of a sudden you got a child that could get high off your supply because you being irresponsible. And ain't shit responsible about a drug addict, especially when there's kids in the house that aren't even available or aware on how to take care of themselves. So, oh, and then they also went on to say that, yeah, according to police reports, officers discovered a meth pipe left in the child's reach, a black and silver digital scale, some used gem bags and gem bags, as in GEM, bags with white residue, and a sharp container that had more used and unused hypodermic needles. So you got all that stuff up in there, and y'all already know if y'all out here sharing needles and you got used needles and stuff, that is you can get HIV from that. So you got to worry about that too. And that's how my uncle, may he rest in peace, ended up getting AIDS because he was a junkie. My mother's brother, he was a junkie, and he did heroin because he was introduced to it by my cousin, which I don't even know if the family ever forgives him for introducing him to heroin. And he wanted to get high so bad he used a shared needle, and that's how he got it. It's like as I said, people don't be thinking when they do this stuff. So according to they're just thinking about getting that high, that fix. Because that come down is something fierce. I wouldn't know, but I know it from people that I've watched firsthand. And there was a company I used to work for that dealt with people who were HIV positive or had AIDS, and they were trying to come. Then they had to come and get the methadone shot just so that way they can, level their situations out. Been around the world and in regards to the businesses. I've had many a jobs. So So they said a month later, Chelsea was arrested again when she allegedly tried to throw a meth pipe out the window of her car after being pulled over at a traffic stop because apparently she don't realize they got cameras up in that car and police officers have eyes and they're gonna see you throwing some like what this bitch throwing out the window. Of course they're gonna be like, okay, now we got to take your ass in. Her third arrest, which happened in November of 2024, was for possession of methamphetamine, bail jumping, and possession of narcotic drugs. She pled guilty to all three arrests and received a 6-year probation, 2-year sentence for each of three guilty counts in March of 2025. Chelsea also has an estranged relationship, as y'all know, with Rosie, who adopted Chelsea as a baby in '97 for most of her adult years. Now, at the time of Chelsea's sentencing in October, Rosie posted a picture of her daughter on Instagram before addiction took over her life. She also asked for prayers as Chelsea faces a scary future. Well, I don't know, like I said before, I just don't know what could you possibly do for her to get her mess together. I guess she's just going to have to hit that rock bottom for her to wake up. And it's unfortunate that how people get so wrapped up in their addiction that they just don't see a way out. And she's going to have to hit her rock bottom or have a too late moment for her to get herself together. So, Chelsea, hopefully you do get it together, but I don't know if I see it. Um, I don't want to be negative, but at the same time, it's going to be a long road for her to finally get her shit together. And it's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are on the latest regarding Rosie O'Donnell's troubled adopted daughter. And I'm wondering why her biological mother ain't trying to help her since she had all that shit to say about Rosie back in the day when we started hearing about these arrests. They were trying to throw Rosie under the bus. So let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.